Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
And a very, very warm welcome to Manifesting Made Easy with myself, Salarah Starre. Oh my word, I can't believe that this show is being recorded on the very last day of 2022. Oh my gosh. So how has your year been? I know for many of us, there's been accelerated opportunities for growth. What I mean by that is we have been blessed, some might say, with multiple challenges that have given us multiple opportunities for accelerated growth. So in other words, a lot of stuff has come up for us, whether it be health, whether it be wealth, whether it be relationships, whether it be work. Many people have felt the spiritual pinch, if you like, along the journey of this year. Many of us would have seen repeated patterns and cycles playing over and over. Many of us would have had moments of awareness. Many of us may have had moments of being forced in some respects by the universe to take a deeper look at ourselves, remembering that we are the common denominator of everything that is unfolding in our life. So many of us have risen to the opportunity to take personal responsibility for our life and the way it is unfolding. Many of us have had the opportunity to see where we are projecting our stuff onto other people, thinking that what we are seeing is in them, but actually it is merely a projection of our own inner being. And many of us have also had the opportunity to look at where we may have been spiritually bypassing, where we have been giving our power away, where we have been coming to our manifestations from fear rather than love. So now is a really, really great opportunity to take stock. What have I learned? What have I grown? What has been the biggest challenge for me this year? And how have I grown as a result of that? There you go. There's a beautiful journal prompt there for you. So what has been my biggest challenge this year? What have I learned? And how have I grown as a result of that challenge? When we are conscious behind the wheel of our own life, and what I mean by that, when we are absolutely awake, we are absolutely aware of what is going on. Instead of being in sleep robotic mode, we are absolutely alert to the fact that we are the creators of our reality. What we think about will absolutely come about. Our energy will attract like energy to us. Then we're more in a position to take ultimate responsibility for our growth. But when we notice the lessons and the growth, and we take some time to consciously absorb where we've been, how we've grown, and where we can go as a result of that, that's when things really start to change. So with this being New Year's Eve, we have the opportunity to look at 2022, extract the gifts, express our deep and sincere gratitude for the growth, and look at, right, what is my focus for this next year, which we're going to focus a little bit more on that in the next episode, because I want today really to be a 2022 wrap up. So make sure you've got your pen and paper so that you can write down these journal prompts, because you may want to do this tonight. Even if you end up doing this over the next few days, then that's good too. There's no expiry date for you to wrap up 2022. It's more of a case of bringing into conscious awareness where you have grown and giving energy and attention to that, and then looking at, right, what is my focus for this next year? So as we look at 2022, what would you say that you have specifically achieved during this year? If you take some time and you take stock and say, well, what have I achieved? And as I look back on this, I wouldn't say that I've necessarily achieved material growth, but I have achieved massive spiritual growth. I've learned how to communicate on deeper levels than ever before. I've learned more about integrity and authenticity. I've learned more about taking my power back and where I might be spiritually bypassing. I've learned on a deeper level about manifestation and coming from fear and love. I've learned a lot about my own patterns and cycles, which keep me locked in that same loop of same experiences that were causing me pain. I've learned how to change those. I've learned how to establish a really good foundational daily routine that supports me spiritually. So it doesn't matter what is going on externally, I'm strong and solid. I've learned how to heal some of my triggers that have happened repetitively, I might add. So there's been a lot. So I would say if you can take a moment to write down a long list of everything that you have learned and how you've grown. And what you might want to do, which is what I've done, is I've changed them all into positive affirmations so that I can, on a daily basis, cement this learning so that it becomes an autopilot, so that I can create more of this new paradigm that I wish to experience. So, for example, some of my affirmations are, well, one of the things I've learned this year is to be open to receive, also to surrender and absolutely trust the universe. So one of my affirmations is, I fully surrender and trust that the universe absolutely has my back. Another one of my affirmations, because I've learned to love myself on deeper levels than ever before and forgive myself, and to cement this, I deeply love, support, and forgive myself. When it comes to integrity, I walk my path with full integrity and grace. I realign myself to the vibration of love. And as I extract the lessons, like I said before, I now cement the learning and I write down my affirmations in my journal. I would like to say I do it every single day, but at least 4 or 5 times a week, so that I absolutely keep my focus on my growth, because where intention goes, energy flows. And if I am intending to strengthen my feelings of safety, my feelings of love, my feelings of authenticity, my feelings of inner power, all these feelings, then it's important for me to energize them more and more. And as I write down my affirmations, I know that I'm creating new neurological pathways, which will absolutely support my growth, because science has proven that our brains are completely malleable, which is great. It's a bit like plasticine. We can change and bend them into whatever shape we want. But also adding powerful visualizations to my affirmations, seeing myself as safe, seeing myself as secure, seeing myself completely letting go and allowing everything to unfold easily, effortlessly, and naturally, seeing myself in healthy, close, connected relationships, seeing myself traveling the world, whatever it might be. As I'm writing down my affirmations, I create a visual to go with those affirmations. And the last 2 episodes, if you want to go a little bit deeper into visualization, I highly recommend listening to the last 2 episodes, because we speak very much in depth about visualization and how to access powerful states to calibrate your energetic field to that of which you desire. So now that I have extracted the lessons, now I can focus on the growth of these particular areas as well. And of course, the affirmations, what they do is they then affirm what it is that I am wanting to create. And then what happens is the universe then brings me opportunities, wisdom, and circumstances in order to help me make that manifest. That's why it is so important to set your intention and have that as your focus. And by looking at how you've grown, what you've learned, and what you would like to experience more of, you're then able to extract that. So take a moment in your journal. What specifically have I achieved, have I learned during 2022? And then what you might want to do is look at, like, well, how am I different as a result of everything that I've learned? So the examples that I've given to you today, like I will share with you openly and very vulnerably, like, how am I different? I'm absolutely different because I have more capacity to listen. I'm definitely more compassionate towards myself and towards other people. I have learned more about how my fears drive me into certain actions. And I've learned how to stop that. I've learned how to self-validate. I've learned how to reaffirm what I want to experience rather than what I don't want to experience. I've learned where I give my power away and how to put a cork in that, if you like. So instead of having this big gaping hole leaking at the bow of my ship, I've learned how to seal that so that I'm no longer leaking that kind of energy anymore. And loads of stuff. So what I'd love for you to do is I'd like you to look at, how are you different? And what are you doing differently as a result of what you have learned? So I know we're kind of piling a lot of questions in here. That's why I think pausing this audio would be really good, so that you can just sit there and have some nice journal time. How am I different? And what am I doing differently as a result? When I noticed myself going into some of my old patterns and cycles, which were just creating more of the thing that I was wanting to escape from, when I notice that, I can actually change it in real time. So I would answer that question by saying, I have a lot more awareness, and through my awareness gives me foresight. And through my foresight helps me then to make different decisions in real time, in turn, creating different outcomes as a result of it. And then what we can do is we can start looking at, well, what limiting beliefs have I let go of? Limiting beliefs about myself. What limiting beliefs about myself have I let go of this year? What limiting beliefs have I let go of about life, about other people? So you may want to take some time now to think about what you no longer believe to be true. So, for example, because I've been doing more work on my own inner power, I no longer believe that I am powerless. So, okay, so what do I believe now? Well, I now believe that I am powerful. I no longer believe that I am a person that isn't important and that doesn't matter, because I had that a lot as my program as I was growing up. So what do I believe? So what I'd like you to do is write 2 columns or 2 pieces of paper, what you no longer believe, because you can then do a ceremonial burn later on. Of course, make sure that you do that very, very safely. And then what you can do is reaffirm what I now believe. I now believe that I am powerful. I now believe that it is my turn to take first prize. I now believe that I am important. I now believe that what I want does matter. I now believe that I am safe. So write down what you no longer believe, and then burn it ceremoniously, and then cement what you do now believe to be true. Even if you haven't created fully the new belief and it doesn't feel like it's embodied, that's okay. The fact that you are affirming it will then start the course of that embodiment process. So what does embodiment mean? Embodiment means when you absolutely know and feel something to be true, and you don't need to convince yourself that it is true. So say, for example, for a long time, I didn't really feel like I was safe in life. I feel like I am much more now, which is great because I've done a lot of work around it. But for a long time, I didn't feel like I was safe. And by me affirming I am safe, it felt like there was some kind of, it didn't feel to be true because my body felt like it was unsafe, and there was me affirming that I was safe. So we've got that beautiful bridger statement now. I am willing to believe that it is possible for me to be absolutely safe. I'm willing to believe that. And then eventually I was able to affirm, you know what, I am safe. And I can absolutely feel that as a truth now. And that's what I mean about embodiment. So remember to use the bridger, I am willing to believe, if you don't feel that you fully believe some of the new positive statements about yourself as yet. But it is important, because remember, where intention and where attention goes, energy flows. And what we want to do is we want to be able to pour our energetic love and focus into that of which we want to experience. Remember, the universe doesn't know the difference between what you want and what you don't want. It's just the feelings and the thoughts and the pictures you create in your mind, the universe believes to be true, are therefore creating circumstances in order to make them manifest. So at any time you can cancel and delete. If you think in a thought that's out of alignment with what it is that you want to experience, you can just say cancel and delete, and then rethink a thought that is in alignment with what you want to experience. So this is kind of like the brain training aspect of the law of attraction, which it isn't everything, but it certainly goes a long way in order to achieve the desired results that you want to experience. Of course, there's a lot more to it. We've got the mind, we've got the body, we've got the emotions, we've got the soul. So the 4 aspects of the law of attraction are really, really important to remember when it comes to manifesting, because if we're only working on affirmations and visualizations, we're going to notice we're absolutely not going to get the results that we want to experience in our life. What I'm going to do now is just make a note, actually, because I want to be able to do a show on these 4 aspects. Spiritual. I'm going to do a whole show on that, because I think you're going to find that really, really useful when I break it down into these 4 areas. What can we do spiritually? What can we do as a mindset perspective? What can we do emotionally? And what can we do physically to fully support ourselves along our law of attraction journey? It goes a little bit alongside the feng shui principles of the 33.3%. Of what we experience from the law of attraction is what they call heavenly luck. And heavenly luck is all about what is predestined by our soul before we incarnate. Then, of course, we've got what we call manly luck, which is what we do with our mindset and how we create our own reality. Then we've got earthly luck, which is our environment. We are going to be doing a podcast on feng shui and the law of attraction over the next few weeks, so keep a little eye out for that, because I'm going to do a bit of a deeper dive. But I think it's very, very important that at some point we talk about these 4 aspects. So keep an eye out for that show as well. So, and then ask yourself, what I've learned this year that I'm absolutely going to carry forward into 2023. What is my ultimate learning that I am going to carry forward? I think I've got so many, if I'm honest, as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, oh my God, there are so many learnings that I'm going to carry forward. I've learned a lot about the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and how I was very much in my in my wounded masculine for such a long time, because I was in survival mode, single mom, having to try and get myself through life, roof over our head, clothes on our body, food in our stomach. I was very much in the wounded masculine, which isn't a nice open space for manifestation, because ideally we want to activate the divine feminine. I've learned a lot about that. So I'd like you now just to make a list of what you have absolutely learned. I've learned more about listening and communication, more about surrender, more about openness and willingness to receive, more about connection and authenticity. So again, that's what I'd like for you to do. So pause the recording and ask yourself, what have I learned in 2022 that I'm absolutely wanting to continue work on and carry forward into 2023? And then let's just take a moment and think, well, what was the best bit about this year for me, this last year? What has absolutely been the highlight moments? And it doesn't always have to be all the best bits, by the way. Sometimes the darkest moments create the most powerful growth. So look at that as well. Look at, some of the more challenging times. They may have unlocked your next level of consciousness, your next level of abundance, your next level of self-love. It may have forced you in a positive way to learn something new. So take a moment to look, well, what has been the best bit of 2022 for me? And the more we focus on the good bits, the more we focus on the growth, the more good bits we're going to see and the more growth we're going to have as well. But what I'd like you to do now is one of the final questions. I've got a couple more to go through with you. But what one piece of advice would you give yourself to take forward into 2023? There's a lot. As I'm asking that question, I'm actually thinking a lot about this myself. These are general questions that I'm going to be doing later on today. But just sharing them with you, what one piece of advice is, just remembering not everything is as it seems. There's always a bigger picture at play. And we only get to see a very, very limited snapshot of what that big picture will be. Therefore, I think the advice I'm going to give myself is to go into 2023 with curiosity and willingness to learn, remembering that I don't know everything. Sometimes our ego would have us believe that we know everything, which can make us quite judgmental and opinionated. But what I'm thinking about 2023 for me is to go into it with curiosity, with willingness to learn, with willingness to grow, with willingness to make deeper connections with people and understanding their journey without projecting my thoughts or opinions or desires onto it. And to approach 2023 with childlike curiosity, What about you? What's one piece of advice are you going to give yourself to take into 2023? And then think about what of your favorite your favorite things to help you stay on track been in 2022, and how can you use those in 2023? I think what I'm going to do is on the next show talk about a daily routine and why it's so important with the law of attraction. Oh my God, honestly, if I could give you a snapshot of my life without it and then a snapshot with it, the opportunities, the abundance, the gifts that come my way as a result of having this very strong and very, very solid daily routine. I say daily because I have missed the odd day or two, so I don't want to tell porkies, but in the main, maintaining this routine, I have had absolute evidence of phenomenal miracles unfold in every area of my life as a result of it. So what I'm going to do on our next show is I'm absolutely going to share that with you. I'm going to share with you the journal prompts that I use. I don't use all of them every day. I kind of move around the journal prompts depending on where I am and what I'm working on. But I would love for you to go into 2023 really giving this a go, at least for 40 days, and then judge afterwards how much of a difference it's made in your life and your manifestations as a result of it. It does take a lot of dedication and commitment. And I would say, show up as many days as you can, ideally every day. But if it's at least 5 times a week, then it will work just as well. So I will share that with you next time when we go into the next episode. But for now, I'd really love you to wrap up 2023 and then 2022, and then write a gratitude letter to 2022, giving thanks for all the opportunities for growth, all the good bits, all the bad bits, because remember, the bad bits aren't really bad bits. They were all invitations from our soul in order to unlock our next level. So every perceived bad bit was actually happening for our highest good. So write a gratitude letter to 2022. And then what you can, in fact, I was going to say we can then go into doing some work around 2023, but I think we'll save that for the next episode. This is all about wrapping it up in a beautiful bouquet, in a beautiful bow, and giving deep, heartfelt thanks to 2022, because despite it being one of the hardest years for many of us, it has been one of the most powerful opportunities for growth and acceleration on every single level. And it's very, very important that we pay homage and give gratitude to that. So that's going to be your tasks for today. So I'd very, very much love to hear what some of your answers to your journal prompts were. Remember, you can also connect with me via the free moon ceremonies that I run every couple of weeks, so twice a month. I will be missing one in January just because I'm going to be away helping at one of the local pet sanctuaries. But the next one is on the 6th of January. So please come along to that. It's free to sign up. They're great manifestation touch points. We do wonderful ceremonies and different manifestation activations and tasks and techniques. And I think you'll absolutely love it. So if you go to the show notes, you'll see the free moon ceremonies in there too. A few of you have also reached out to discuss spiritual mentoring. Please reach out. Let's hop on a free 30-minute call and we can discuss whether my mentoring is going to be helpful to you and how I can help with your law of attraction practice. You can also download your free Master Manifestor visualization as well by subscribing to my newsletter. So you'll get that into your inbox, and also join my Become a Master Manifestor Facebook group as well. So all of these links are in the show notes. So take a moment to have a little look at those. But I just want to say thank you so much for all of your support since I started doing this podcast. I have had some great feedback, and I'm really grateful to know that the wisdom I'm sharing with you is making a difference in your life. This is absolutely my intention. So I'm pleased to know that that is exactly what's happening and unfolding for you. Anything more that you'd like me to share or discuss, then please drop me an email. I'm more than happy to take on board anything extra that you would like me to add in. But from me to you, wishing you a great start to 2023. I've got something lovely planned for our next episode, so keep an eye for that. And yeah, wishing you and your loved ones a phenomenal 2023, and well done for coming through 2022 the way that you have done, because I know, like I say, it has been extremely challenging for many people, but I know 2023 has a completely different vibe to it. So from my heart to yours, sending you loads and loads of love and a big hug, and I look forward to connecting with you next year. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.